G'day, it's fugitive Australian journalist Shane Dowling from the website kangaroocourtofaustralia.com. Now, opposition leader Peter Dutton is meant to be under investigation for dodgy deals when he was Home Affairs Minister. But it's worth putting that into context. We'll have a look at that again in a second. I've just published an article on that, so you can visit my website and have a look at that article with a lot more information. But it's worth noting back in 2018, he had corruption allegations made directly against him for funneling millions of dollars from the government coffers into his childcare centre. So let's have a look at the report from 2018.
More details have emerged about a multi-million-dollar flow of Commonwealth money into Peter Dutton's Brisbane childcare centres. In a stunning development, another senior legal expert says if Peter Dutton becomes Prime Minister, his decisions could be declared illegal by the High Court. Hugh Riminton has the latest.
Anyone despairing at our current national politics needs to consider this. If Peter Dutton becomes Prime Minister, according to a senior legal expert, his decisions could be struck down by the High Court.
The worst case scenario is as Prime Minister, he's rendering decisions that are completely legally invalid, and nothing he does as Prime Minister will stand under challenge in the High Court.
As 10 News revealed on Monday, Peter Dutton has a beneficial interest in 2 Brisbane childcare centres, which have been receiving direct childcare subsidy money from the Commonwealth. Section 44 of the Constitution disqualifies any MP from having any direct or indirect pecuniary interest in an agreement with the Commonwealth.
It's on its face that Mr Dutton is in a position where there are at least questions to be answered.
New details secured under Freedom of Information indicate the 2 centres have received more than $5 million in Commonwealth funding since 2010. Under sustained questioning in Parliament, the Prime Minister admitted he's taken Peter Dutton's word for it, that he's in the clear.
It is an issue of the eligibility for the member for Dixon. He has legal advice, but as I said, I've not read it.
The government's official source of independent legal advice is the Commonwealth Solicitor General, but by question time today, the PM admitted no one had bothered to ask him.
I'm advised by the Attorney General that advice has not been sought from the Solicitor General.
Why not? Yelled the Labor benches.
Will the Prime Minister be true to his word and refer the member for Dixon to the High Court?
The member for Dixon has advised me that he has legal advice that he is not in breach of Section 44 and I have no reason, therefore, to believe that he is.
Late this afternoon, however, government sources have told 10 News the Attorney General will be seeking advice from the Solicitor General. The question of Peter Dutton's constitutional eligibility is far too important to be left to rely on his own legal advice. Hugh Riminton, 10 Eyewitness News.
Now, at the time, Peter Dutton was trying to take the leadership from Malcolm Turnbull, which was ultimately taken by Scott Morrison. Peter Dutton had to become Prime Minister. Would have been a lot of questions being asked. Those same questions should be asked now. It should be a full audit back to when he was being paid millions of dollars into his childcare centres, which puts the latest scandal into context, where he apparently ignored warnings from the Australian Federal Police that Mr Bajani and his company, Radiance International, were being paid millions of dollars from the Home Affairs Department, which Peter Dutton was heading up back in 2018, while at the same time Mr Bajani is bribing officials on Nauru, which is where Mr Bajani was being paid millions of dollars by the Home Affairs Department to help run the immigration detention centres. So Mr Dutton claims he knows nothing. But let's have a listen to what he said on the 31st of July 2023. And this story broke a few weeks ago, and Mr Dutton was overseas, so he was staying silent. But on the 31st of July, he held a press conference and said this.
Mr Dutton, can I clarify that you have no memory of receiving that briefing? And are you concerned that the department still went ahead with giving contracts to Mizamul Bajani's companies, even despite knowing he was being investigated for alleged bribery?
Well, put the questions to the department in relation to their conduct, but the advice that I've got is that there's no record in my office of having received a briefing in relation to the matter. The AFP says in their question or their answer to the question on notice that they don't have any detail of what was provided to me. And that's the facts as I know them.
Do you just have no memory of it? Do you have no
not at all, no.
Now, sometime between the 31st of July and the 4th of August, when the Australian Federal Police gave evidence at the Senate estimates hearing, Peter Dutton met with the federal police and they changed their evidence from they directly briefed Peter Dutton on Mr. Bajani to they only gave him a broad, generalised briefing. But even so, the broad, generalised briefing, as you'll see, covered the fact that bribery was taking place. And if bribery was taking place and Mr. Dutton was briefed on it, he should have been asking a lot more questions. So let's have a listen to their evidence.
Let's go back to the meeting that Mr. Dutton said did not occur, but we have now established did occur on the afternoon of the 12th of July in 2018. At a minimum, Mr. Dutton was told that there were matters of concern about Nauru. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That's all he was told?
No, we explained the fact that we believed our overt action in relation to a foreign bribery matter would potentially impact on our relationship with that country.
Now, that was AFP Deputy Commissioner Neil Gagan. He was ducking and weaving as per usual, but if you have a look at the article I just published on the matter, it's got a lot more extensive video in there and you'll be able to see him ducking and weaving even further. Now, this matter has got a long way to go. The Senate are going to obviously follow up with their questions, etc. And there's meant to be an investigation, but like I said in the recent article, it's just a cover-up as far as I can see. But I'll keep on following up on this issue anyhow. In Kangaroo Court of Australia's independent media, I publish a website, YouTube channel, Facebook page and Twitter account, and I'm 100% crowdfunded from viewers like yourself. And I currently have 309 patrons donating $1,972 a month, and I really need to double that, become financially viable. So if you could support that, that'd be great. And you can donate any amount, $3, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30, $40, $50 a month, whatever suits your budget. And the link will be on below the video on YouTube and also on my website for the Patreon account. And please share this video on Facebook and Twitter, etc. Thank you for your time and have a good day.